The biggest test of the off-season so far kicked off in Barcelona on Friday, with all the factory teams present and just 2 weeks before the start of the 2022 World Superbike season. On day one, we witnessed the number one rolled out for the first time this year and for the first time ever in Yamaha colours. Toprak Razgatlioglu switched out of the iconic 54 for the first time in his career, completing 82 laps and setting a best lap time just 0.03 of a second shy of his race lap record set in the 2021 Catalonia round. But the fastest times on Friday pointed elsewhere than the champion, as several riders laid their claim to the title of title contenders. Above them all was Alvaro Bautista, who finished the day with a 1 minute 40.824 seconds set on an SCX rear tyre, over half a second faster than the race record and showing frightening pace over one lap on his return to the Aruba Ducati squad. The tumble at turn 10 was the only negative of note on day one for the Spaniard. Teammate Michael Ruben Rinaldi also impressed on Friday, moving up into fourth on the timesheet in the final half hour as both riders continued working on the swing arm and ergonomics of the V4R. But what about the now former champion yet perennial title favourite Jonathan Rea? Well, 7 weeks on from their last test, the KRT outfit continued working on the same items they rolled out in Portimao and Jerez earlier in the year, with Rea ending the day just behind Bautista in second position after a late charge. And with over 100 laps completed, more than anyone else on track, the Northern Irishman seems more focused and potentially faster than ever before. Amongst the top men on Friday was also another of Yamaha's own in Garrett Gerloff, who finished a quarter of a second under the race lap record as he and GRT continued fine-tuning the setup of his R1. Only Bautista and Rea were able to go faster over a single lap than the young American. Completing the top three factory outfits in 2021, top rookie from last season Andrea Locatelli endured a slightly more difficult day than his teammate, with crashes at turn 1 and turn 4, the latter bringing out the sole red flag of the day. While Alex Lowes enjoyed a more prolific Friday with the Kawasaki Racing team, with 100 laps completed and the 6th best time overall. It was busy days elsewhere at the factory teams at World SBK, with Team HRC measuring up their two rookie riders against full competition for the first time. Continuing work on the new Showa suspensions and Nissin brakes, with the transition from 2021 coming along smoothly, according to team manager Liam Camia. Both Xavi Vierge and Iker Lecuona put on a combined 164 laps at the Barcelona Catalunya circuit on Friday. Work also continued over at BMW Motorrad, with Scott Redding limiting his run into 68 laps as he comes to terms with the switch over to the M1000RR and its inline-4 engine. The Englishman finished the day 11th overall, just over a second behind Bautista's fastest time. And with Michael van der Mark still out recovering from surgery, it was Ukrainian rider Ilya Mikhalchik who jumped onto the M1000RR in his stead, completing 72 laps on his World SBK debut. Also riding on factory machinery, albeit in the Bonovo Action squad, Eugene Laverty was top BMW on the day, squeezing inside the top 10 ahead of Redding, and as a rider with the most experience on the M1000RR. Teammate Loris Baz, meanwhile, saw his run limited to 45 laps by a midday crash. Outside of Gerloff and GRT, top independent on the day was the surprising Lucas Mayas, who finished comfortably inside the top 10 and on par with the factory duo, despite only using up half a day of his testing allocation. There was also a day of debuts on Friday, with Havis Sharin making his debut on Mia Honda machinery, first time he's been on track since the Valencia Grand Prix last November. Cortenazzana meanwhile continued seeking for improvements ahead of his Sofamol Superbike season with the GRT squad, as did the double Ducati rookies Philip Bertel, who had a new exhaust and rear brakes to test, and Luca Bernardi on the Barney Spark racing machine. Completing the Superbike side of proceedings were Oliver Koenig, who was able to get a full dry day of testing on the Orelac Kawasaki bike for the first time, and Loris Cresson, who faces his second year on the Team Pedicini machine. 3 World Supersport bikes, all of them on next-generation Ducati twins, also joined the grid on Friday, with Nicola Bulega impressing once again 2 weeks ahead of his Supersport debut. Ollie Bayliss made further improvements on his side under the close guidance of Father Troy, while Raffaele De Rosa suffered 2 crashes on a difficult day with the Orelac Racing team. Stay tuned to worldsbk.com on Saturday for the final day of testing, promising plenty more action.